Hola, mi gente. Joe Berto back with you at the Credit Card Connection. I'm so glad you can join me. Well, up until a month ago, there was only one card that was referred to as the CSP, and that was the Chase Sapphire Preferred, known as one of the best travel credit cards you can get out there for just $95, the one that sets people on the journey to points and miles and so on. But over a month ago, Citi came in hard and released their own version of a CSP, the Citi Strata Premier card. Now, in these circles, whenever you hear of the CSP, we automatically default to Chase. But as for the past month, I've been seeing a lot of people just saying the CSP being the Citi Strata Premier. So now, similar sounding, similar pricing, which card is best? Today, I'm going to go over both cards. I have both of them, and I'm just going to compare. I'm not really going to go into a super deep dive about them, but I'm going to tell you my opinion right now, June 2024, as I go to record this, which card do I think right now is best and brings you the best value for that same $95 a year in annual fees. So before we get into that, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Trying to get to 4,000 subs before the end of the summer. Also, do me a favor, check out the links in the description box below. I have a link now with Daily Drop where I will show you all of my favorite credit cards and their referral links. If you use those links, you're really helping out the channel. I really appreciate it. It does help me bring this content out to you several times a week. So let's get into it, guys. So first, the granddaddy, the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Like I said, $95 a month, $4,000 spent in 3 months to get right now 60,000 Ultimate Rewards points. About a week ago or so, it was up at 75,000, but like most things, that lasts about 6 weeks or so, and they recycle through this every once in a while. They'll give you, bonus boosts throughout the year. Springtime seems to be the one for Chase. But right now, if you go on and apply online, it's 60,000 points, $4,000 spent in the next 3 months. Now, what do you get for that? If you're going to book travel through the Chase Travel Portal, you're going to get a 0.25% boost on anything you purchase, any travel purchase through the portal. So instead of 1 cent per point, it'll be 1.25 cent per point. You're also going to get, and I'm going to read it off because I have too many things going on here. There's so many similarities. I want to make sure I do it right. You're going to get 5 times back on hotel purchases and car rental purchases through the portal. You're going to have 2 times on all regular travel purchases if you do it outside the portal. 3 times on dining, which is basically Chase's signature, 3 times basically on that. And you're going to get 3 times also on the streaming services, on selected streaming services, but it's quite a few that you can just put to the card and get 3 times for. The only thing, it does offer online grocery shopping, but like I said several times before, I'm not into the whole online grocery shopping thing. You will get 3 times if you do that. I don't use it, so I don't really factor that in when I'm looking at this. And you're going to get all this, like I said, for the $95 a year. You're also going to get their travel protections, which are extensive. You're going to get primary car rental insurance, which is huge for a card that's only $95. A lot of times that's left for the cards that are premium cards that can be $250, $500 or more dollars in annual fees. You're going to also get the protections for cell phones. You're going to get purchase protections for any items that you're going to buy. They'll either double the warranty. Every item is a little different and their limits are going to vary. And for $95, again, this is a strong card that does kind of offer everything you're going to need for your daily expenses, for travel expenses. It's a Visa, so it's used worldwide. It's accepted worldwide. And that's why so many people really say that this is the first card that you should have in your wallet when you're beginning your points and miles or travel journey using credit cards. And you're also going to get this 10% anniversary boost of whatever you spent in the year before. So it sounds a lot more than what it's really worth. So if you spent $50,000, if you got $50,000 worth, you're going to get $5,000 worth of points, which is $50, just to give you an example. Okay. So you're also going to get access to a Chase dining program that they have that they'll give you 3 times for that back. And you're going to get 5% back or 5 times back on Lyft purchases, which is included. You get a DoorDash subscription and 5 times back on Peloton purchases. I'm not doing Peloton. I don't count that. I really don't use Lyft as much, so I don't factor that into the equation either. But that's the original CSP in a nutshell, okay? Basically, its strengths are the travel protections, the 3 times for dining, the 3 times for streaming, for $95, $4,000 out of pocket in the first 3 months. Now we're going to jump into Citi's version of the CSP, this Citi Strata Premier card, which coincidentally is also $95 with $4,000 spent in 3 months in order for you to get the 70,000 point sign-up bonus that they're offering currently. Now, if you're a Citibank customer and you apply for this through your app or online signed into your account, they're offering you another 5,000 points as a bonus because you're a current customer. So it would be 75,000 points, which is what I signed up for when I got this card about a week and a half ago or so. Now, how does the Citi card compare to the Chase card? Here we go. With Citi, if you do any purchases through the Citibank portal, you're going to get 10 times back on 10 thank you points for every dollar on hotels, car rentals, and attractions booked through citytravel.com. Okay? There's also no foreign transaction fees on either card. So that's a huge bonus. Now, the multipliers, which is what everybody really looks at when they're trying to get a card that's going to be either their everyday card or a card that they want to rack up the most points and to collect the most points for travel. You're going to get 3 times for anything not booked through their portal for air travel, which is a lot. You notice that the Chase Sapphire Preferred doesn't have that. So air travel and other hotel purchases, 3 times, restaurants, supermarkets. That's huge, and that's missing on the original CSP from Chase. They also added this year EV charging because they had gas stations as well. So 3 times on air travel, hotel purchases, restaurants, supermarkets, gas stations, and EV charging, 1 point on everything else. In addition, they're going to give you, and this one for me is it's a big swing and a miss because they're offering you a $100 annual hotel benefit, but you need to make sure you spend for that one stay over $500 to trigger that credit. So if you're willing to spend $400 on a hotel just to get this $100, I mean, unless you're already going to do it and it's something you always do, then this is a no-brainer. You're going to save yourself $100. But to go out and spend $400 just to get $100 back, that just doesn't sit well with me. So to me, that's kind of a big, loss there. Now, what about in terms of protections? Now, this was when Citi was just the Premier, the biggest diss, I guess people would say, against the card was that it was lacking protections. And finally, they added the protections that people were asking for. And that's going to be for travel insurances, including trip delay, trip cancellation, interruption protection, lost or damaged luggage, MasterCard, rental coverage as well, and for car rental insurance. So, you see that they did step up their game in terms of what they were willing to bring out to make it not just a copy and paste version of what the Premier was prior when they added the name Strata to it. Okay. So, which to me is this better and stronger card? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. If you value Chase points a lot and you have the Freedom Flex and the Freedom Unlimited, then the original CSP is a no-brainer for me. Stick with the original Chase Sapphire Preferred. You can't go wrong because that's going to allow you to take those cashback amounts that you earn on those cards, use them through the Chase portal, or just transfer them out to travel partners because you hold the Preferred. So that's kind of like the bridge into that ecosystem. So if you're into Chase, conversation's over. Stick with the OG CSP. Now, If you have Chase, and let's say you have Amex and you like to work with different ecosystems, I'm gonna be honest with you. Other than the card feeling less premier in terms of just its flexibility and being what a lot of people would say sort of poorly made, it's a very thin plastic. Um, I think that Strata Premier is probably the stronger card because you're hitting on multipliers for literally the categories that most people are using, especially nowadays that things are so expensive, such as the air travel. You can get at air travel through Chase, but only through their portal to get points. You can do hotel purchases, but only through if you had the their upscale card, not for the regular Chase Sapphire Preferred. That's more for the reserve. You're also going to get 3 times at restaurants. You're going to get 3 times at supermarkets, which the only other supermarket card out there besides the American Express Gold card, which is the ultimate foodie card at 4 times, would be the Capital One Savor One card for 3 times for supermarkets and 3 times dining. So that's big. So they kind of threw all these things here, along with the gas stations and EV charging, with more people using EVs and charging for EVs. They really did a solid job in looking at what people were looking for in a card and almost like a catch-all card and giving you your 3 times across the board, as well as the protections now for car rental, for purchase protections, and for travel protections. So for $95, here you're going to get, if you're not a customer, 70,000 points. If you're a customer, 75,000 points of thank you points. They also have an extensive list of travel partners, as does Chase. So the other thing that might sway you one way over the other would be which transfer partners do you value most? Okay. And we know Chase has a strong one, and probably the strongest one that they have their claws into is Hyatt, whereas Citibank, doesn't really have that. They have the Choice Hotels right now. And they're going to, I know in the future they'll be playing catch up with a lot of these other things like many people do. But Chase also has the IHG under their belt. And then they also deal with Marriott, right? I know Amex is a part of that as well. But Chase, to me, would have the stronger travel partners in terms of you get the most bang for your buck. But if you're either starting out new, looking for a new ecosystem, looking to get or expand the one you're currently in, I'm going to give the Citi Strata Premier the win for this one. For now, things change constantly in this space. So I'm not saying that the original OG CSP is bad. I just think Citi right now, with what they're offering and it being a MasterCard as well, World Elite MasterCard, which my understanding also, and I'll be looking into this as well, their concierge services, thanks to my friend Anthony Venture and Calby, they were talking about how when they had this experience with them on the phone, it was fantastic. Last night at about midnight, I called to ask questions because I signed up for the concierge. And I have to tell you, they were excellent. I was shocked at just how excellent that conversation went. They even sent me this morning a PDF of different things that I can use to their services as well. They told me if I needed them, they were there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that they were willing to do anything from hotel stays to restaurants and so on. It was a lot. So the way I see it, this is going to give Chase that run for their money. They came in hot, but they can't rest on their laurels because looking over their shoulder now, you got Wells Fargo really coming at them hard. They just, let us down a little bit in terms of the transfer partners, but the autograph journey card is a strong card with great multipliers, also at $95. But Wells is really stepping up their game. They just also dropped the Attune card. I just got the autograph card. So there's a lot of competition in this place. And I say all that to say this. Do you have to spend $250, $400, $550, $695 for a travel credit card or premium travel credit card when you can get a lot of bang for your buck for $95 as we see here with these 2 cards? I think I just gave you that answer. You don't have to spend $6.95, guys, to get the benefits. Yeah, you may not get that lounge access, but if you're only going to the airport once or twice, pay the $50, get into that lounge you want to get into, and call it a day. So, mi gente, I thank you as always for watching. You could be doing something else, but you chose to be here with me. I also, as I end all my videos, I thank you for giving me the privilege of your time. Until next time, mi gente, take care.